So today USAC took us on another field trip. We had to get up and get there by 10, and then we went to the winery and the Xativa castle. So first stop was the winery, and we went down in this cool little like cellar, and this is where they like age the wine, and it's not in wooden barrels, it's in ceramic barrels, and it's pretty old. I mean, they told us how old it was, but I wasn't really paying that close of attention because she was talking in Spanish. Um, so that's where they like make the wine, and then all the wine here is actually grown in Spain, like near Valencia, and it's kind of unique because there's not a lot of like Spanish wine varieties from here. So it's a pretty cool place. And then we got to go down into the wine cellar where they store it. We got to see all the big barrels. If I think I was challenged, I think I could finish a whole barrel in like a year. And then we got to try the wine. We got to try two kinds of wine, and they were pretty good. I really liked the white. It was more my style. The red was good, but it was like dry. I don't know. The white was really fruity and good, and I highly recommended it. And I bought a lot of wine, more than anybody else. But it's not for me. It's for gifts at home. So don't judge. And also, I can't forget about the second best part, a donkey. He was so cute, and he kind of didn't like us at first, but then he let us pet him, and he was cute. And then we headed to Xativa, which used to be a pretty important city in Valencia. Um, there's a lot of history here, and they have another castle. You know me and castles. So another day, another castle. It was kind of a hike up, and we had the same tour guide from our walking tour in Valencia, which meant there was a lot of boring history that I quite honestly didn't care about. My dad would have loved it, but that's not to say that I didn't like it. I did. And the views are what made it so worth it. Spain is such a beautiful country. I said it once and I'll say it again. And I love castles. So it was worth it. It was nice to go up there with everyone and soak it all in. And then on the way back down, we got to see this cool festival that was going on. It was like a medieval festival about Jesus' Passover, and it was really cool. There was a bunch of people dressed up. There were like knights and Romans. It was neat. And the weekend's not over yet. The next day, we took a trip to Alicante. It was with International VIP Valencia, and it was pretty cool. Alicante is gorgeous. Like from the view of the castle, it's the Santa Barbara Castle, and you see the ocean and the city, and it just looks so small and so calm. Just like you could sail away over the horizon and never come back. It's so pretty. And the thing that made this castle so like awesome for me was that it was really like historic. It had a lot of artifacts and like these iron knights like showing stuff, and there was just more history and like prehistoric time behind it, and I really liked that. It was probably my favorite castle we've been to so far. And then we headed down to the pier, and we were quick to get some lunch because siesta time, and we didn't want to get stuck without food. So we went to Bodegan, I don't even know how to say it, Del Mar, and it was a seafood restaurant, and I tried octopus. Yeah, mom and dad couldn't even get me to try taco meat until I was 10. So this was a big step for me. And the thing is, I even liked it. Like a lot. Like it was really good. I also tried dogfish and swordfish, and I really liked those too. Like, who even am I? I don't know. And then after that, we just went around, walked around Alicante. We, saw the fort and the beach, and everyone kept saying that it reminded them of Florida, but, I've never been to Florida. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But whatever. I went to Spain, which is better, so joke's on you. But it was really gorgeous, like a really nice little beach town. The sand at the beach was super nice, and then there was this pier that we got to go out on, which was like my favorite part because I just like the spray with the ocean and the water running underneath you. You just feel like Moana, like you could sail off and never ever come back. That's what Alicante makes you feel like, I'm not kidding. And the last stop of the day was the Pink Lake. It doesn't look very pink at first, as you can tell, but looking down at it, it is pink. It's just the sky reflects off of it so much that you don't really see it unless you're looking straight down at it. But yeah, it's like a salt flat, and there's microorganisms in it that make it look pink, and It was really pretty. I wish it would have been like a sunset or something that would have reflected off of it and made it look really vibrant, but it was still cool. And we had an hour to kill, so me and Joe just like walked around and explored the area, and it was pretty nice. Highly recommend. Throwing this in here because I found a cute cafe to study in. It's called Las Mas Bonita, and it should look familiar because I went there for brunch. So then on Friday, we went on a small little trip. I don't even know. We just met with USAC because we didn't have class, and we went to go learn a little bit more about Fallas, which is a huge festival party. I don't even know that they have here in Valencia. It's really important to them, and they build up these like paper statues, and it's 5 days long. It's in March, and then at the end of it, we burn all of them down, which is really unfortunate because they're really gorgeous, and like it's so cool how they make them, and I'm really, really excited for Fallas. I'm also going to make a whole video about everything that goes on for Fallas because there's stuff every weekend for the next month. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited. And we went to the Fallas Museum, so every year they vote on which is the best one, and then they keep one. That's the one that doesn't get burned down. But all the rest, which there's about, he said, 3,000 in Valencia, and like 1 million around like the area. So yeah, it's gonna be insane. And then right after that, I finally went to the Central Market, which I should have gone a long time ago because it's like a big thing here and everybody said it was so amazing. But I finally did, and it was super cool, and I loved it, and I want to go back like every week and get groceries here because the food is just so good. And I finally got to try the cured ham that Miss Goodenough always used to talk about in Spanish class in high school, and it was so good. Like, really, really good. If I could afford it, I'd buy a whole leg and just take it home and eat it every day. And despite how the Spanish dress, it's gorgeous. 70 degrees, like why are they in coats? I don't understand. But I went to the beach because it was gorgeous. And it was amazing. I just sat there, I wrote in my journal. I mean, not that you could ever put into words how perfect it was. There were people flying kites and playing volleyball, and there were a lot of Scottish people here because there was a big football game. Like, Scottish people took over Valencia, I swear. There were so many. They take soccer so seriously here. I can't get over it. But it was gorgeous. And then I ran into some people that I knew on the beach after I had been there for a good few hours. I hope I got tan. Yeah, we just like walked around. It was super relaxing. I loved it. It was a perfect day. Like, absolutely. Straight out of a movie. And then on Sunday, I kicked off the day with Krista. We went to the Ceramics Museum because it was free. It was pretty cool. There were some like really interesting modern ones with little designs on the inside and some more modern exhibits. And then it was in this huge palace. Well, it was more like a mansion, but it was a palace because it was beautiful. Like, I actually got sidetracked looking at the ceramics, and instead I was looking at the house because it was gorgeous. It was one of the upper class houses from a long time ago. It's been restored and stuff, but like this is the kitchen of what it would have looked like back then, and then there was like the bedrooms and these big fancy corridors, and oh wow, I just can't imagine ever living here. It would have been amazing. It's so weird, but it was cool to see. I mean, I wouldn't have paid to go to a ceramics museum, but it was a good way to start the day. I wish this was my bedroom, but yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then we visited another museum real quick and then just strolled around town. And eventually I made my way over to the Plaza de Alimento, which is where one of the Fallas festivities was. It's called Mescaleta, and they have it every day for months. It's basically just really, really loud fireworks in the middle of the day, which is interesting. I don't know why they do it in the middle of the day, but seriously, the city comes alive for Fallas, if you can't tell. It's amazing. Like, you can just feel it in the air. Everyone's so excited, and I can't wait for the next month. I made my way over to the Toros de Serrano for another Fallas event called La Corrida, which is like the calling with the queens and all of the falleras. So it was in front of these towers in Valencia, and it was like a big concert almost while we were waiting for it. It was so cool. I didn't expect this. I didn't know what I expected, but everybody was just hanging out, having a good time, singing their hearts out, which some of the songs I knew because they love to listen to American music, although they have no idea what it's saying. And then some of the songs I didn't know. Some of the songs I did know, but they were in Spanish, so I didn't know what they were saying. But it was really, really fun, and I went with Sarah. It's just the two of us, but man, I'm so glad we went. And we got like such a good spot, and then the lights started, and I'll just let the lights speak for themselves because it was an amazing experience. I loved it. I wish Fallas was now. I mean, it kind of feels like it's now, but wow, I'm so happy I get to be here for it. Which was cool, except it wasn't even in Spanish, so I couldn't understand any of it. It was in Valencian, which is a completely different language. I thought they were close now, completely different. But yeah, it was cool still, I guess. I got some of it. But yeah, until next time.